So this VOD was submitted by Resolve. That's his Discord name. He has a bunch of different names, but Resolve, we'll call him Resolve. He submitted a Zen Vod on Anubis, except a little bit it was cut off about 2 minutes beforehand. This is where the video starts. So we're starting with 2 minutes already off the clock, and they haven't captured point A yet. Immediately, I'm asking myself when watching this, seeing the first opening scene is, why are we here? This is the worst, one of the worst spots. You could have gone up top right, or top left. Sorry, it's right for defense, left, and fire down from that high ground. You could have gone top right up here and fired from this high ground. So that's probably where I'd be asking my team to go if I was playing. Now, if they aren't going to listen to you and they're going to just stay here, well, let's just go a little further.
He's just up in a bad spot. I can ult him from.
So yeah, that Bastion is going to wreck that Reinhardt shield, though, like you said, he's set up in a bad spot. For you, right now, this positioning is pretty bad. You saw that you basically almost got completely annihilated just by peeking a little bit. So Zen is all about positioning. It's all about being in a good spot where, one, you have cover, two, you have a place to retreat. So by that I mean either you're not too far away from your other healer, or you have a health pack to find. And three, it's good sightlines. I don't know why I'm writing that. That's just awful. But anyway, so for here, Anubis, this is the path basically you're going with the arches right here, major building up here, Genji's up there on the high ground. So good positioning in a vacuum, you know, you can't always have it because positioning requires your team. So you could be in the theoretical the perfect position, but if your team isn't there, you're out of position. So based on this, if there was a call to Ryan said, I want to go main, and you know that's the call and everyone's going to do that, then you need to position yourself the best you can for that. And where I would have set up if I was going to come here would be either right here where this little building is. You have the exact same sight lines as from here, except you have this cover. You're farther away, so you won't be as pressured, and you have a mini health pack. Now that's probably where I'd probably set up, and when I would review myself, I would say, you know what? Because looking at this now, I would say, why not go up top here? Go up top with your Genji. You have a mega up here. This high ground cover is so important. All you do is back up and boom, you're out of sight. So let's clear that off a little bit. Being up here, you can shoot down, discord, call out targets, and if they shoot at you, boom, retreat back a little bit, you're safe. So probably the best position is ask for your line to give you a little cover, waddle up there, get up to the high ground, and then have people push in. So let's just continue on.
Here, you want me to do it? Are you ready?
Do it. Do it. Okay, go.
Hey. Trying. He's low.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm killing him. Killing him now.
Hey, can we kill him? Can we kill him?
Alright, he's dead. He's dead.
Okay. So let's watch that again. Let's watch what your team is attacking, where your Discord is, where you're attacking.
Killing him now.
Hey.
You see that? You have your Discord on the Orisa and attacking it, But Bastion, your whole team is going after Bastion. That he doesn't have a Discord, and you're not shooting it. Rissa has her shield. No one's attacking that shield. She's safe. You're putting your damage into nothing. If you Discord the Bastion and shoot at it, that Bastion is dead. Right now, your Discord is on the wrong target. You needed to Discord this Bastion and start shooting at that. Besides the fact that you're completely out of position. Like, where... You're out in the open. You are so out in the open. And Zen does nothing. He can't move at all. Like, as soon as his Reinhardt shield is broken, you're fucked.
Can we kill him? Can we kill him?
Alright, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead.
Okay, I'm getting hit with Symmetra turrets like crazy.
Yeah, so...
Oh yeah, she's dead.
Obviously, with that Junkrat, so you're
right
just
here.
out in the open.
She's dead.
There's
Nice,
right there,
nice.
and that Junkrat just got you for free.
Good shit, guys.
Oh, good shit, good shit. Holy shit,
Is that,
that
are they
Bastion.
gonna let us have it? Yeah, that's
So if you'd pushed yourself on the high ground, you would have still had the same sight lines, been able to do the exact same thing, except this time, even if you wanted to attack that Orisa for no reason, you could have hit her. You would have, because her shield would have been completely out of position for your angle, and that junk would have been able to hit you.
probably gonna let us have it.
Yeah, 10 kills right there.
So basically, your team
I got
Hey,
nice.
carried you
soldiers
through
right
that.
here.
Well, oh, I think it's you. Oh, he just
Yeah,
got
but
ran.
good shit. We might be able to walk in this. They're down in
I
DPS.
don't think Mercy knows how to heal in
Should we just
battle at
walk
the
in?
same time.
Depends.
Yeah.
No,
Bastion's-
this
I'm walking in.
Go
Remember,
left.
Bastion
So right now, I'm thinking, if I was Zen, what ults do they have? As Zen, you have your trans. Your trans is so important. It is one of the most important things in Overwatch. You can negate so much with one trans. So you always think, what am I using my trans for? You always have to be thinking, what am I going to be using trans for? Do they have a Genji blade? Do they have this? Do they have that? So you haven't hit tab yet, which means you aren't probably thinking that at all. Or tab, I'm just using the PC version, but you aren't bringing up the character screen where it shows you who they have and what you have. So, like, I saw that you took out a soldier. They have a junk, so you could negate soldier, but do you really need to? You have a Rhine shield and a Diva defense matrix. They also have a Bastion, so they're running triple DPS. And so you can do the Bastion, maybe counter Bastion, and that really just depends, because your tanks can absorb a lot of it. Tank mode, Bastion is actually really bad against tanks. As long as your tanks can basically negate that damage, Diva defense matrix, Rhine shield it, and then they use their body to block most of the damage, that tank Bastion won't do anything. And in gold, I assume that Bastion will just shoot at whatever is in front of them.
probably
Blade.
still
I'm
on the side.
jumping in on Blade.
Okay, sounds good.
So now I bet you're thinking, should I have trans to save myself? And I would say yes, for basically this reason. Genji said he's jumping in Blade. So you can combo that. So you would have saved yourself and transed the Genji to make his Blade more effective. You would have been healing your team because someone's already at critical. Genji's low, Diva's a little low. So you would have gotten up there quickly because trans has a movement improvement.
Alright, I'm coming. I'm behind you. Bastion's dead. Bastion's dead.
Mercy
Oh
just
my God.
res.
Holy fuck. I
The
thought Bastion
Bastion,
was
the
dead.
So
Bastion.
yeah,
Yeah, but then
Mercy wasted a
keep
note.
walking away and the Mercy reses then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Stay on the Bastion corpse.
Yes, yeah.
I have ult, by the way. That gave me ult.
This is this.
oh loud.
Could get some blocking damage. Yeah, sure.
Bastion's gonna stay
Oh,
set
there's
up there.
somebody
Can
on
we
the
get
top.
that? Let's
Sorry,
go,
I'm
let's go,
messing with
let's
my
go, get a
Is
pick.
he on the corner?
audio stuff.
Yeah,
So again, you guys aren't talking about. Well, you did. You talked about one of the ults, so I guess. Right now,
he's on,
Ah.
yeah, he's in the corner.
well,
Okay, separate,
let's see.
separate.
So this is coming in.
Yeah, there you go.
That was good play. Mercy hiding
Crap, that's a foul.
and just sacrificing one person to the tire and immediately reses it. That's good.
I'm
He's
gonna
gonna pick.
I'll try to see if I can get that Junkrat.
Yeah, let's go left and see if we can get a pick.
Alright,
Yep.
Junkrat's one hit.
Hey, he's right here. He's right here. He's that.
Nice.
Okay.
Glad someone's behind us, I think, cause. Oh.
No,
never
that
mind.
was a Junkrat corpse.
Are we
left, yeah.
going left?
All right. So you're going in without your diva, basically. Your diva's demeched, and you're going in, especially left. That obviously this isn't your call as the Zen, but some teams have Zen as the shot caller, and you know, as long as you're not toxic, you can tell your teammates what you think you should be doing. So I would probably be saying, guys, let's don't go in. We need our diva mech back. Mercy, damage boost the diva, and you could have just stood at the choke, and the diva would have spammed in, would have gotten her mech back super quickly, especially with the damage boost, and then move in, because right now diva's nothing. She's a tracer, health with just a bunny blaster. So you have no defense matrix, you have no micro missiles, you can't follow up on anything. So, well, the Genji can go after them, but diva can't go after them. Right now, you're basically down a man. And yes, their junk died, but Junkrat's back in 7 more seconds. Like, his spawn is right there. By the time you guys engage, he's going to be back.
Oh yeah, let's go left.
Oh wow, more small. Okay, can you not
Yeah,
do
we
that?
can eat them. There's 2 people in here. Do
Nice
not
right
go
click.
out there though.
That was nice.
Oh my god.
Crap. Yeah. We
No,
probably
we don't
need,
need
we all need probably
No,
jump
that's
that bastion.
that's unfortunate.
what probably needs
That's
to be happening.
The thing
unfortunate.
is that we keep losing our DP. We keep losing our stuff to.
Alright, so bastion just
Random.
wasted it all.
Yeah, I just wasted.
I got
That's
him.
good.
What the hell?
Hey, you know what? Let's push. Then let's
Oh.
push.
So that was good at holding your trans. Honestly, that was good. And right now, I this is like my 3rd time trying to do this, so I know what you do. Let's just play a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, what are you thinking? You saved your trans, which is good because you had lost that fight. You weren't gonna win it even with trans. But what are you doing? You lost your main tank. You lost your main healer. Even if you do this mad flank and just pop off and fucking kill 2 people, they're gonna be back before your team comes back. So honestly, you should have retreated. When you looked back towards your spawn, you should have just kept going that way and regrouped with your team. Because right now you're staggering yourself.
We're
Wait,
using
I
our
got my
DPS to
message
hold
back.
up because people are trying to like do like platinum grandmaster plays.
Though you did show,
Yeah, like,
I mean, besides, ignoring the Bastion, not bad shot. Honestly, for a gold and on console, not bad. Not bad tracking.
we should
Little
be down
over
to,
and stuff like that.
something
Depending,
like
I have my
Bastion, unless we're all, like,
sensitivity around
I could probably solo bastion.
50 horizontal and
Bro,
40
we should, no,
vertical.
let's try to
I-
do it as a team.
I tweak it
Right
for
now, it's
depending
like,
on what character it
Ryan
is.
coming
Ryan
up
goes a
with,
little
like,
bit faster.
I don't see anyone
Tracer a
like
little
that.
bit lower.
People going, we're doing
Alright,
it.
you know what? Let's just all group up. We're actually
Yeah.
just like talking, but we ain't doing it. Let's just all group up somewhere.
Okay, like what?
No, let's group up
Got
at
you.
spawn. This
Okay,
is
let's
too
do it,
dangerous.
So yeah, so you keep getting picked. You guys haven't really had a real team fight for like a minute and a half. So this is a good call just to group up and don't even look at the other enemy team.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
Yeah, so
Don't look at him. Okay.
I don't know who's saying that, but I love that guy. Don't look at them. Sometimes I'll say that to my team if they keep staggering themselves. Like the DPS are like, oh, but I just want to get a little shot. No. You getting staggered is worse than you getting a pick. It's not worth getting a pick because their spawn is right there. Their spawn is right there. You get a pick. Who cares? They're gonna be back. They're gonna be back. And so you need to not get picked. And since you've proven that you are going to get picked every time you peek, don't peek. So that was a good call. Don't look at them. Don't use any resources. Stop and regroup.
What are you gonna do? Right, left?
Oh, come
There.
on.
And that's just unfortunate. And Mercy just used her res, didn't she? So that's just unfortunate. Now that's you can't get mad at those. That's just gonna happen. You just gotta move on.
Oh.
So
Come
you
on,
couldn't do
man.
anything really.
Do you have
My
anyone?
ult's at 88 and
We
we have
need to
2
go.
minutes
We
on
need
the
to go
clock.
to one side or another. Let's go. Let's
Choose
go from left side.
Left side.
Let's go
Alright.
right here.
Hey, I'm trapped. Okay, there.
How when you're ready.
Let's go left. Okay, I'm going in. The Bastion is going to kill
My
me
ult's
though.
ready? My ult's ready?
Okay, ready? Are we going in?
I am too. Use trans and I'll use blade.
Go.
Alright, so he does know the trans blade combo. So yeah. So trans blade is a pretty good combo. So let's see. I assume you guys are gonna do that. So let's see how you guys do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I understand you want to do that. He went, you're going, you're like, all right, let's do this. Where are your orbs? Where's your harmony orb? Where's your discord orb? Those stay out when you use trans, but since you used it immediately after, you didn't get your discord on anything.
Alright.
Fuck! Well, he pushed me out.
Yeah, so one used trans a little early there, but that's nitpicking. The most important thing is that you didn't put your discord out on anything, and your harmony orb came back to you, so whatever it was on came back. So harmony orb, not... If you're going to do one thing, get your discord out there before you trans. It's 30% more on a target from all sources. So if you had gotten it on that Bastion, let's say, and then trans, you saw your Genji couldn't burn through him with his blade. So that probably would have been enough to burn through.
Kill him.
Though to be fair, your entire team wasn't really focusing on him, so kind of Discord does bring people's focus in. So if you discorded the Bastion, trans, yeah, and then said Bastion, try to get everyone to attack the Bastion.
Oh, there.
I'm trying to see
Oh
this
my
way.
god.
Let's go.
Okay, we got it. That's good.
You guys gonna win this still?
Don't let him.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Get all
I
of
probably
us?
have that player though.
Yes.
No, that bad has it.
Well, worked out
We
though.
got it though.
It worked out.
Yeah,
Well done.
nice.
Well
Nice.
done.
Damn, I wasn't really sure that ult was gonna work too, man.
You know, these Zenyatta ult saved their lives though.
For real, that's another.
Yeah, the only reason they were killing us is because they were getting picks.
So good trans, like they said, it did save their lives. It did help a lot. It was a good time to use trans. Just that you didn't have your Discord out, so nothing died until after.
Oh yeah, Diva, if you see a rando orb just damaging us, just eat it real quick. Because
Got you.
there's plenty,
Yeah, see, people
plenty
know.
of times where it was just
People know strats. So defense matrix is
For
very
real, man.
important. It's not going to kill anyone. I wouldn't say necessarily you have to eat it.
Yeah. So, and he can't heal himself, so until he's not receiving
Yeah,
damage, so yeah.
Same thing with Mercy.
Yeah.
Mercy doesn't heal herself until she's not receiving damage.
At least-
And
at
it's,
least we have
it's a good
minute.
ult charge.
Yeah.
Healers gotta look out for each other. I don't know if you said this or someone else can send me a message saying that, but not getting heals from the second healer. Sometimes, as the Mercy, just say, Mercy, I need heals. Zen needs heals. Yeah, I don't know. Again, you said you couldn't record your voice, so we don't know what exactly you're saying, but just call out to your Mercy. Be
Yeah,
like,
me and Zenyatta
please
are gonna
help,
just,
please help.
Hit people with orbs and
Go
then
a
jump
long
back
way.
and just kind of fuck people up from there.
I I'm gonna check
So
if
if
they're
you're
gonna
solo
fight.
queuing and not listening, you gotta know that. You gotta
I'll be right here.
again. You pressed it for a second.
Okay.
You haven't looked.
Put a bear trap on the.
I'll probably be a jump I guess.
Stay back here. Stay back here. I got trap and I'm
You haven't looked at the hero screen at all.
Usually this is good for 3-4 kills.
And I mean, you're not gonna see them obviously, not for another 10 seconds or so. But I would get in the habit of looking at it when you have downtime, because it can make you really think, all right, what ults do we have? Especially now that they show what percentage you have up to ult, it'll get you to think, what can we combo with? What can we do to win this next fight? What does the enemy team have? What are they going to try to do to win this fight?
Unless they go to the right. So you guys need to call it out. If they're going to the right, then we'll need to back.
It's an okay setup. I don't know why D.Va's down right. For Zen on defense, actually. Let's see if you turn around there.
Back it up.
Yeah, they're in center.
Okay,
Right?
no. So, it's okay to be here. I wouldn't say it's awful. But what I've been trying out lately is up top left, where I told you to go on attack. You can still see your team right here and put orbs on them. And if the enemy team goes this way, you can put discords on them and throw them from the top left. And you are so out of the way and safe up there that all you have to do is say, hey guys, just be on the lookout for a flanker. And it's a really good spot, I think. You have a Mega up there. You're pretty safe, especially from ground comps. It's just a thought. You don't have to necessarily do it. I've climbed basically the diamond staying here, so I wouldn't say you have to do it. It's just something that I've been trying out and finding some success with.
Right now, you got Hanzo right there.
Because right now, every time that Rhine shield goes down, because he can't have that up all the time, you're getting pinged, and there's no cover. Moving over left can be okay when they're right here, because this thing right here will cover you. Staying more right is okay, because there's a Mega over there. You have the cover from there. But all right, I'm talking too much. Let's watch the video a little bit more.
Going right. Hey, with a Reaper, with a Reaper.
Go, let's go.
Go on it. Let's go in. Join them. Join the fight.
So yeah. Just join your team. Shooting Rhine shield's not gonna do much. Though again, like I said, Zen wants to be a little farther back, so I mean, I don't want you right up at the front either. Let's
Whoa, Bastion. They have a Bastion no more over there. And
Yeah.
Reaper.
You have to come in here.
I'm gonna go for that Mercy.
I'm gonna go for the. I got the Bastion.
Damn, man.
That Reinhardt was ballsy as hell. He was already at critical and he charges a Bastion. So you could have waited for them, because you're on defense. You don't have to push into a Bastion. You don't have to go in there. If they want to set up there, go ahead. That's not the point. You don't have to fucking fight there. You could have waited right here, and the Bastion has to get up and move in here. And as soon as he does that, that's when you engage on them. So, again, there's just a little advice more of a team-wide thing of telling your team kind of how you want to play it. So if you ever face a Bastion on attack, especially if it's not a payload map, a 2CP, you don't have to fight into the Bastion. Now, giving up certain ground points is bad, obviously, but right here, setting up right here, you don't care about this spot. What? The Bastion and his friends can have a party here all day. You're not going to lose the game. But you might lose the game if you push into it, but it worked out, so. But you see how close it didn't come to working out, so. Maybe next time don't push into there.
Mercy dead.
Can I get heals?
Nice.
Well, get
Okay,
back, get back,
good
get back.
point.
See?
Hands on point. I got him. Oh, crap.
Okay, I'm gonna hold the choke.
I just find the reaction a little over much. I mean, yeah, Hanzo on point, but it doesn't count until he gets one tick. And that D.Va's like, I need to stop him now. Even though I have no health, I need to get there. If she gets demeched right here, that's awful. That's awful if she gets demeched. So let's see how this plays out. Alright, so
Nice,
it works out.
Nice.
Get back, get back.
Alright, back with
Reaper's coming back. Reaper's coming. Hey, there's
Alright,
a Reaper.
vaccine.
Trap.
Oh,
Go back
they're coming
again.
from
Go
the
back
right.
again. They're doing the same shit.
Yep.
Question, I guess you can answer later, is do you hold down the right trigger or do you purposely shoot? And basically, for Zen, you want to purposely shoot. I know holding down the trigger, especially into shields, can be a bad habit. It's a habit I'm trying to break as well. Sometimes I find myself just holding down the trigger, but that holding down the trigger gives you the maximum DPS. But it's better to hit your shot and have a slower rate of fire than to miss your shot like that, being all over the place and miss it, because you want to hit your shot. You need to make the damage count.
Someone's on point.
Point.
So I assume you're calling out that Reaper, but so they're trying to pull you guys apart. At least, I mean, that's probably what they probably aren't really planning this, but so sending one person to the point is trying to make your front line weaker. And so I would tell you this: the job for this is Diva. Diva needs to go back to the point and contest. You can put orbs, since you can see both sides. You can position yourself well enough to see both. So you give Diva the orb, you discord whatever is on the point, and Diva goes and contests. Now it's a Reaper, so Reaper might tear through her. But Mercy right now needs to be with her front line. And Diva needs to go back. That's basically what the play should be.
Point.
Not have the Mercy go 1v1 whatever's on the point.
Can we get someone on there?
Yeah, so you lost your Mercy, so that's probably going to be a loss right there. And you jump down. The thing is, if you want to have a chance to recontest this, you were going to have to give up a tick. Giving up a tick is better than losing the entire point. So Mercy just died. You're going to feed yourself, I can already tell, and your tanks are going to be late to the party. If that's the case, your tanks are fighting there, and they now have 3 people here. You and Mercy should have waited, and waited for your tanks to come in. They would have gotten 1 tick, but you probably would have won if you had your tanks up right here, and your DPS, and you on the high ground healing them. But because you guys went first, you guys didn't need to go. You guys weren't somehow caught out. You guys literally just walked onto the point and died. So you're going to lose because Mercy fed herself. You're going to feed yourself. And now the tanks are not going to have any healing to beat out this comp.
Guys, there's 4 of them on point.
Yeah, so
I got the Reaper.
one of the trouble things lower teams have is they don't want the enemy team to get any progress at all. Any progress. But by doing that, sometimes you give up the entire thing from trying to stop that. What happens if you guys had waited, gotten your tanks up, and moved down? They would have gotten a tick. Yes, they would have gotten a tick. But you would have won and would have still had this point to fight at.
I got jumped. Hondo's getting pretty legit damage. Nice.
The Ryan's popping off, and the ice. Never mind.
Oh, fucking.
Oh god, Mercy used Valk.
Oh crap. My ult is halfway
Good
ready.
shit, guys. We can cover that. Don't die to that.
Maybe not.
What the? Oh my god. I
You're
deflected
throwing
that.
so many ults into
I'm
this.
gonna hop on point. I'm gonna hop on point.
Yeah, you got a little lost. You know that's a mistake, obviously. You got a little lost there.
And he didn't even kill me, no matter.
Zen, you almost there?
Banana. Get the Mercy behind me.
Crap.
You weren't really trying to do that, though.
I'm aiming for Mercy.
Are you guys actually going to win this? Are you actually going to come back?
Okay, get in there, get in there.
No. Okay.
My ult's
That
ready.
was just healers. That was just healers.
I can't.
Now she can't. Now she can't. She could do it. She,
Right on Twitch. Should I be soldiering?
now Mercy can't go 1v6 them, but she could do it at the beginning. So I just found that funny. So yeah. So what I said happened. Obviously, you guys looked like you guys might have done it, but you guys wasted so many ults, and really only bought yourself like what, 40 seconds, maybe a minute. It was hard to see. I don't know if they used any ults. I think they used Reaper ult. Did they use Valk? I'd be asking these questions. Did they use Valk? Did they use Dragon Strike? Did they use Hammer? I'm asking the people, all my teammates, because you know you weren't there for the entire fight, so you don't know. I'm asking everyone, like, what ults did you see? What else did you see? Because you need to figure out what you need to block with your trans now. You obviously you can block all these. You can block a lot. Asking a gold to time their trans for an EMP is really tough. Did they have? I don't think they had Sombra until the last fight, so she doesn't have EMP. So you can probably bet she doesn't have EMP. But if you did, just a tip: if you think Sombra has EMP, you gotta position yourself away from your team. That way, she either EMPs just you, or she EMPs your team. If she EMPs your team, you trans to keep your team up. If she EMPs you, you call for help. If she's a good Sombra, you'll die anyway because you're only at 50 health. But it's basically she solo ulted you, which is a good thing. And then if your team can push into her, make her translocate out, Mercy will get a res off on you, and boom, you're back.
Yeah.
And let's try to get a little more defense matrix action so we can, handle with the Reaper. Right there. Yeah,
Defense matrix action.
Sombra.
You know, I mean, I don't know if you're the one calling that, but defense matrix is one of the most important things in the game, and not having it at the right time is so bad. So you don't want to be as a diva. You know, you're playing Zen, but just a little tip for divas: you don't want to just waste your matrix on random shit. You want to use it at the right times when a tracer is on your back line and looks like she might use pulse bomb. Defense matrix your back line. You know, just blocking random spam so Reinhardt doesn't have to shield. I mean, Reinhardt doesn't have a shield. He can just hide, and boom. The spam is not really affecting anyone. Summer gets a pick. That's unfortunate.
Back here.
Oh crap. What
Behind us,
makes
behind us.
teleport?
So yeah, like I was saying, I guess Summer did get enough. So again, you should be asking your team what ults, talking about ults. So I didn't think that she would, but she farmed it up enough, and she got everyone, including you. So where's her team? First of all, where I'm thinking, where's her team? Where's the follow up to that on them? 2, you got hit and your team got hit. You can't use trans. You needed to stay away from your team.
Oh shit!
Crap, I can't
Nice shots though. Nice. Let's see.
do anything, man. I can't do anything. I'm hacked, bro. I'm hacked all the way to the ground.
Fucking Reaper.
Small.
Yeah, I'm dead, bro.
I can't get my ult. Hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. I got my
Dude,
ult ready, I got my
don't
ult
walk
ready.
in it.
I'm running on.
Get on
I'm running
point.
on.
Get on point. Get on point, get on point.
Get
Never
on
mind.
point, get on point, I got my...
We're going to be trying to
Already.
focus on you
Fuck's
more.
sakes, yeah, she's dead.
So
Oh.
it's all right. Again, I don't know if you're calling out your discords, but when coming back from like something like that, it's so important to call out your discords because at first you're going to be down. So the discord, everyone focusing a target to make sure they have to go back to spawn because you have spawn advantage. Making one person go back to spawn is like 2 of your respawns. So the more you can call your discords, try to make sure they're on the right targets. Saying what the right target is kind of difficult. Your Ryan is one of the most immobile characters. You know, he's not going to be able. If you discord something on one side of the point and he's on the other, it's going to take a while for him to come over and hammer that thing. So I'd be looking at who can my Ryan hit and discord them, because Diva can go fly over to wherever she needs to go. Junk can go over to wherever he needs to go. And if you had a soldier, he can shoot wherever. It's the Ryan that's going to be the most difficult thing to hit your discord. So making his life easier will help out a whole bunch.
He's dead. Can I get some love?
Alright, I have no more of the shield thing.
Who's heals? Who's heals?
Let's see.
Defense matrix.
We have two good ults right now. Okay. Call out. Hey, you see him right side? Tell me.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, you guys are just trying to figure out where the team is. Your positioning needs to be based off of that call. Just standing out in the middle of the point is not that great, since they're not coming mid, you're not getting any spam, you already have trans, so you don't need to farm that. I would either be hanging back left or back right, or even back of the point, because if you get picked with your trans, that's huge for them. And yeah, you'll respawn and then you'll have trans, but it might be too little too late for the trans. So right now, your life is super important right now, and you're just standing out in the middle, like saying, hey, just headshot me, Sombra, come kill me. Like, you need to be more in cover, I guess, what I would say, not just out in the open.
Hanzo.
Somebody's going to the
Reaper
right.
top,
They're coming over here, they're coming over here.
Reaper top.
Are they coming right? They're coming right? Well, not really.
Did you even discord him? You didn't even discord him. So, you know.
Hanzo.
You could be a little bit more active with your discords. At times you do it a lot, and then you seem to forget.
Somebody's going to the
Are
right.
they coming? They're coming over here.
So yeah, Reaper top, but top what? Top left, top right? Obviously there's only one top left, but
Coming over here.
a little bit like.
Reaper top.
So yeah, he was obviously going to be coming for you. Coming into here now kind of sucks. You only have one place to go, and he knows it. It would have either... I wouldn't really retreat across the point, especially in the higher levels, because his team would also be pushing in. I'd retreat more towards spawn, because you can go into spawn and save your life and just come back when they deal with him.
Are they coming right? They're coming.
And sometimes it's hard to shoot when your Ryan is right in your face, but you can discord him at least, so your team can get a little bit extra damage.
Well, not really. Okay.
And
Alright,
I think your junk just saved your life right there. I think Sombra's coming up behind you to finish you off.
Okay, that was...
It's good you didn't trans, because you got 3 picks. That's a wasted ult by that Ryan. It's good that you didn't trans, because even if he gets a kill or 2, they're coming back. His team isn't coming back. I will tell you, I'll give you a tip if it was good. If you didn't get those 3 picks, and that was a big earth shatter, but it came a little too late for his team and he just wasted that. So, big earth shatter for Ryan, bad timing. And good for you not using your trans. If that does happen, and they have the follow-up, you can trans to save them, and then you can take the pin. If you use trans and stand in front of the Ryan, because, again, like I said, everyone had this... Oh, I didn't say it. Oh, I said it. I think I said it in, like, 2 other videos that I was trying out. But every Ryan, after they hammer, they charge. They fucking always do it. And it's annoying as hell, because look at... If they did have follow-up, Diva's flying up in the air. She's knocked out and she's still flying. You had, like, 3 people hammer down here. If he had a team here, now there's no one here. There's no one here. There's no one here to shoot. So as Ryan, you hammer, you swing, you fire strike, and then you charge a tank. So for you, you can probably expect them to charge all the time. And if this was a more important shatter, this was a more impactful shatter, you could have transed, and then with your trans, stand in front of the Rhine and taking the pin. That way, you know, you're invulnerable in trans.
Like,
But
such a bad ult.
honestly, holding onto this ult, I did not expect you to hold on to this ult. That is really good. That is really good discipline.
Someone over there.
Yeah.
Well, this where mine was at that.
Moira right there.
And not good discipline on that junk. That is a wasted tire.
The Mercy's down. The Mercy's down.
I think I blocked the defense.
Someone get that 2-hit on Moira.
I got it.
You're good. I have ult, by the way.
I'm checking to go flank again.
Hey, keep. Hey, look on the top pillars, because Reaper likes to.
Taking that duel, at least not behind your Reinhardt shield. I mean, you're in 2 CP, so it's not a big deal. But in other maps, it might, you know, payload and stuff like that, it could become a big deal because what's the chance you one-shot him? 50? 45? What's the chance that he one-shots you? 70? So I wouldn't try to take out that Hanzo without your team's help, because him hitting you with a headshot is way more likely than you hitting him. But again, it's 2 CP, so not a big deal.
Teleport there.
And his team was all dead, so you could be a little
Hey, that
reckless.
top pillar to the left.
Reaver
Right there, he's
teleports
right there
back up
again.
there.
He's right there again.
You didn't really react to that voice, did you? Because I heard it. I knew immediately he was up there.
Because of
Hey, that
So
top.
you did hear him. You just didn't realize that it was up there. It looks like you did react to the voice line, just not where he would probably go. Again,
Pillar to the left. Right there. He's right there again. He's right there again. Reaper is always in the same damn spot.
alright, that means he has his ult. That means
so I would have chased him. As Zen too, like I would have peeked this corner right here, because you know he's going to the Mega. He's going for that health pack. Charge up a right click, turn right here, and aim right at that Mega. Because Reaper's not like the Hanzo I told you about. Reaper has to be in close to kill you. So I would have chased him. Instead of taking this duel with the Hanzo, I would have gone down here, fucking shot a right click at him, hoping I killed him. If not, you know, not a big deal. Retreat back to your team. So that's just a little nitpick of a thing. It's not a bad thing that you stayed with your team. It's just getting a little extra value.
he has his ult. So that means when they push,
Okay, out of there. Get out of there.
Okay, so you know how I told you
Samba.
good trans, not good trans. That, like, who did you save? Who did you save from that? No one was in danger. So you probably know. You're probably like, oh shit, I didn't need to do that. So, you know, you gotta always think how, not only who do I counter, but when do I counter it? You know, like when are they if they're using it properly, then I need to transit. But if they don't use it properly, then fuck it. Save on your trans. Save on your trans the entire game. I've had held my trans for so long because the enemy team just would not use their ults properly.
He's down there. He's down there. Hanzo, look at this Reaper.
Samba might
Hey, they're killing me. Can I get help on this Hanzo? Can I get help? Guys, this is some.
You just walked into that turret. You knew that turret was there, and you just walked into it. You could have gone around the point, in the back, and it just seems like your team completely split up here. Some people went left, some people went right, and you just walked into a turret. I would have stayed back here in the back line and waited for my team to come back and engage.
Metro turret literally killing the whole team with a single turret.
Nah, let's just continue.
crap. I'm sorry I couldn't help with that. I was like really damaged.
Fuck.
I'm coming in.
So yeah, because you used your trans at the wrong time, the right time came and passed. Obviously, you shouldn't have walked into that turret. You could have used trans to save your life, but that would have been still a bad thing to do because you walked into it. But they pushed in hard. Your team was completely split. I would have transed when everyone got low, and then just to stabilize the team because they already wasted their ults. Your trans probably at the time I would have used my trans. It probably would have been ending when that Reaper ulted, so you might have not been able to block the entire damage, but your team would not be staggered like this.
Crap, man. Nice.
I'm coming.
I'm killing Reaper. Reaper dead. Reaper's dead.
I can't res, I just got hacked.
Mercy's so upset.
Alright,
But
coming in.
again, you have close spawns. That EMP is wasted because you guys already won the fight.
Good shit, guys. That was a good.
My ult's almost ready.
Okay, so
Ult at
yeah. McCree's gonna be hanging out here. I try to keep track. Tell your McCree where you're gonna be setting up, either on the right or the left, and when they start pushing, try to stick with your McCree. Because that Sombra, he can flash Sombra and hit it, fan the hammer into her. I assume it's gonna be flash fan the hammer at this elo. Same thing with even a Reaper, or I guess Sim now. Wait, what did they switch Sim for? Because you don't hit the character tag. So they have Sim, they have Sombra, they have Reaper, they have Reinhardt and Moira. Is that their team comp? Again, you gotta hit the character tab more often. That's definitely something you should be doing because you can be keeping track of what they're changing to. Because that symmetric, you had no idea that was coming. If you were hitting the character tab, you'd see that guys they switched from whatever to Symmetra. You can be keeping track of their comp and knowing what's coming at you and how you want to react to it.
17%.
I have to check if they're gonna flank again.
And your Reinhardt his shield is now cracked. At what? What has he been blocking? Your team doesn't need to be doing this. Again, it's not your job as Zen. You're gonna have Reinhardts doing this. Just if you play Reinhardt, because I think you said you did sometimes. Don't take random shit. It's gonna be tough at first to know what's random shit and what things you need to block, but right now he's not really blocking anything, and his shield's already at half. If they push now, you're gonna have half a shield, and their Ryan's gonna have a full shield.
Look for a Reaper on left.
Right. I am.
Hey, right here. I thought I saw someone to the right.
My ult's ready.
Reaper going back up
I'm
there.
just trying to take.
More right.
Where is he?
I assume you're calling him
No,
out.
no,
Again,
no,
he
no.
does the thing. You could
Okay,
have.
they're all coming right.
He's right here. Reaper
Holy
right here.
Takes a little bit.
Reaper fell off. He fell off his little teleport.
Yeah, so McCree's going after him.
I'm aiming for more.
I don't know what
Going for
they
the
aren't
Reinhardt.
saying
One
they're
hit?
pushing.
Alright, there we go.
So yeah, you're probably being a little pulled because you probably want to help out that McCree, which I probably would have done. The tanks have the Mercy, so they don't need you necessarily, especially because you've seen them. They're all split up, so you don't need to be as a death ball. You probably could have taken out. I don't know what that Reaper did because we don't see it. But if that Reaper stuck around and you put a Discord on him and gave your McCree some help, you might have been able to take out that Reaper. So I would have gone and helped the Reaper there. Help the McCree to kill the Reaper.
Going for the Reinhardt. Reinhardt's dead.
Alright, nice.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mercy.
whatever. I mean, you won the fight, so yeah. Again, you're just standing out in the open, so okay, he attacked you from the left. You could have been attacked from the front, the right, up top. Standing out in this open is awful space. Again, position yourself so that you have a health pack, but it's gonna be tough in this one because you're not really gonna be. So when you're thinking about what your health options are that mega health pack, spawn, and mercy. Those are your health. So you need to position yourself so that you can get to one of those pretty quickly, and wherever you set yourself up has cover. And hopefully McCree too, like McCree close by. But you know, he's gonna do his thing.
McCree, I mean, they have a soldier.
Good shit.
There's a soldier over there. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna keep over here for
85% ult.
And if they push, I can use my ult.
You just ate that.
Check Reaper left side. He's gonna have ult by now.
That's for real.
I'm hacked with Sombra.
So, your reaction was a little slow there.
Check Reaper left side. He's gonna.
Contesting point comes up. So you know someone's on the point. And sound comes, it says contested all over your screen. And
Have ult by now.
you go to shoot the front line.
I'm hacked.
Now, I mean, your entire team did this, but they let the Sombra hack your Rhine. That's awful. You could have shot the Sombra to stop the hack. You have a Diva still, right? Yeah, Diva especially could have shot it. But, I mean, it's not really a call out because by the time you call it out, Sombra's going to get the hack. So, I think your entire team just ignored the contesting the point thing. And now they're going to push in off of this hack. At least they should.
Hacked with Sombra.
She did not have her translocate? Or did McCree flash her? Maybe McCree flashed her, so...
Can I get heals though?
I'm a keep.
And they did not push in, so you got bailed out there. If the more coordinated team would have pushed in on that, and really, it would have sucked.
I need heals. I need that heal.
Okay.
He's got cowboy.
Behind you,
Someone's
Diva.
going right to.
Holy crap! Thanks.
Okay. So that was awful. One, you don't need to walk over here. Like, let's see. Alright.
I'm a keep checking if they're flanking.
So you cross to the left using your Rhine shield mostly, so I'm not going to really be upset about
Heals,
that.
I need that heal.
But now you're on the left. Your Rhine shield is over here. They're calling someone out here, but so everyone's going that way. You're basically cut off, which happens sometimes. But watch. They have people right here. Right here. They have people shooting this way.
Okay.
He's got cowboy.
Behind you,
Someone's going
Diva.
right to.
And you just walk across. Now, I guess your Reinhardt did come back, but he's throwing a fire strike, so you could easily just be domed right here. Walking across this right here is so dangerous. If you were going to rotate this way, you should have used the back of the point.
Holy crap! Thanks.
Fuck. Careful, Reaper
thanks for
might
that
have always
shout out.
under the stairs.
So, it doesn't look like you really listened to that. Reaper might have ult. He's downstairs. So, oops. So you need to probably block that. Or, depending on how well it goes. So, Diva can block it. Ryan can kind of block it. But you should be thinking, I should probably block this. And McCree, where was he? Where did he die? Downstairs, and you're moving this way, and it's kind of your flank. You don't really see those stairs. Are you gonna get fucking one-shotted by this Reaper?
I can block it with defense matrix.
Okay, so you do rotate. So it's a little slow.
Alright. Alright, this is alright, nice.
Worth. Totally worth it from that Rhine.
Reaper right.
Got him.
Okay.
They're pushing in now.
Yeah, that was... Again, don't just trans based off of sound cues. So you did this for the Hanzo ult, and you did it for the Reaper ult.
Reaper right.
Look where your team is. Everyone is on this side of the wall. Only Reinhardt is going to be affected by this, and he has a shield. So this Reaper ulting, even if this Reaper got his full ult off, he wouldn't even killed anyone. This was a bad ult by him, but it became a good ult because he got trans out of you. So that, I mean, you're probably still gonna win this, but you waste trans here.
Got him. Got him.
Like way after he dies. So you basically did it off of sound cues. You're just like, Reaper ulted. I need to use my trans. You need to think of more of, is Reaper's ult being effective? Do I need a transit? So it's got to be quick. And obviously it's got to be quick, because if you wait too long and it is a good ult, it's going to be too late. So it's going to be an instinct you have to develop. But yeah, don't just do it based off sound cues. Obviously, that's how you first learn how to do it. You're like, oh, Reaper die, ult. But you need to get out of that habit now and realize that ulting, just using your trans just because Reaper said die, does not mean you need a trans.
Are they pushing in now? Well,
Where's that coming from?
I could defend Mickey's that. Oh crap! I can.
Hey.
Oh shoot! Holy crap!
So yeah. So now you kind of wish you had trans, don't you? One, like I said, Sombra not only hacked your entire team, she hacked you as well. So even if you had trans, you weren't going to be able to stop it. And the Rhine, I don't think got much value. The enemy Rhine. So it's just, I mean, you probably know, like, man, I wish I had trans now. So it's just, see how, like, him wasting his ult here gave you the opportunity to be able to trans this if you had also positioned yourself so that you weren't going to be EMP'd, either hiding behind the point or farther away in the back left.
Can I get some help? Kill the soldier.
Alright, Ryan's low. He ran.
They're both down. They're both up.
I can't do anything.
Yeah. So the reason why they lost was because that was a good EMP by that Sombra, and it had a little bit of follow-up, but their Reaper and someone else fed before that, so they were down 2 already, weren't they? I would have just let go and shot that before fully charging it, because, I mean, you already won, so I mean, it's not a big deal, but, I mean, you're trying to save him, right? You're trying to save the guy getting pinned, so you held up a full charge before putting it in, when you should have discorded and shot again before he got the pin. I don't know if you would have saved him or not, even if you did that, but just a little thing, you know.
He's good.
Sombra might come. Sombra is like probably
Emo.
Yeah, I got it on perfect time too.
Well done.
So overall, like most Zen players, I would say even like all the way up into Diamond and Masters, positioning, I mean, is something they all have to work on. Like, it's just key, because Zen is so immobile. He needs to be in the right spot before the fight starts, because if he's caught out, he's dead. So that's the thing you have to work on. Look for cover, look for minis, or health packs in general, not just minis. Have a place to retreat to, so that's going to be to the health pack or your other healer. And your discords were okay. You gotta know when to trans. You had some good holds and then some not good holds. So it looks like you definitely can do it. You know when to do it. It's just sometimes you mess up. So just work on that, because you're working towards it. Other than that, obviously aim will get better with practice. It's not awful. It's not something that's keeping you from climbing. All right, so this is his second match. Again, it doesn't start right from the beginning, but honestly, it's only 50 seconds in. They aren't moved much. Probably didn't miss much, but I don't. Why is the hog jumping off the cliff? So let's see what's going on here.
It's weird because it didn't count as a kill. Like,
you get the kill credit?
So your comp is Moira, Zen, Rhine, Diva, Junkrat, and what?
Yeah, I think it.
Again, you have downtime. Look at your character screen. Try to figure out. I mean, for me, watching this, it helps me know what you have, what's going on, and tell you what to do. But since you're not even looking at it, like looking at it gives you information. Lets you know who on your team has ults, who's close to ults now. Now you don't have to ask them, and what the enemy team is doing. Are they switching? Did Hog jump off to switch? And something like I don't even know. All I know is that they have a Hog. That's all I know right now. So.
Kill credit. I pushed them off the ledge, but we managed to survive on like a small ledge in the game. So that's really not a problem.
And 50 seconds to that point. That means they probably held up pretty high, close up, didn't they? So that's. I wouldn't do that. Particularly, especially on the low ground. I mean, you kind of still do it in diamond. It's annoying as hell, but it's not a great space to hold. But yeah, your positioning is awful here. One, you're not even looking to where the team is coming, and I don't know where your Rhine is, but I'm pretty sure you're front line, aren't you? You're right now front line. Right now, I'd be probably in server room where the mega is, because you still have the sight lines, you have cover there, and you have a health pack there. So like the things I was saying before, you have that stuff up there. You could be kind of up top right too, rotating to mega. Again, I don't know how this came to be of you being down low to begin with, so I don't know how that rotation would happen now. You can try to hide behind the payload, get up there, and I don't. Let's just keep watching because I'm just a little not knowing what's going on. Okay, now you're on cam. So yeah, you were super in the open there. You were so easy to pick off. You and that Moira. I assume you're calling that diva out, but I don't know why she's not dropping on you. Because if I was this diva, I would drop down without using boosters, fucking shoot you in the face with my rockets and my things, and before your team knows what's up, you're dead, and I use my boosters to get out. So you are in an awful position. You'd be dead right now if I was this diva. So that's why you want to be in server room. And I don't know where your diva is, but your diva should be making sure this diva fucks off.
I'm frozen.
Yeah. I don't know what you're calling. You're not talking right now, but I would have told my diva, hey, can you make that diva fuck off? Because, yeah, this diva's just, on one hand, she's annoying. She's just being annoying. Because she's not dropping down and killing you. And it's so weird. Like, seriously, this diva should have dropped down and fucking killed you. And she didn't. And it's so annoying that she doesn't punish you.
Damn, this May, bro.
So that diva's in the right position, but not doing the right thing. Well, you guys aren't doing the right thing to make sure she's not in that position.
May keeps, like, focusing on me. I can't really do anything with May.
Alright. Is it down?
He's behind us.
Now she drops down.
What type of ult was that? I mean...
Somebody's behind.
I think you should have trans there. Again, I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but they use sound barrier and something else, right? Not 100% sure, but if you trans there, saved your Reinhardt, I think you probably would have won this fight. You wouldn't have. You weren't going to die from this charge if you were trans.
Oh, crap.
So yeah, I think you could have trans there. It would have been the most awesome of transes, but I think it would have helped your team stabilize and potentially won the fight.
Oh, that's freaking...
Yeah. So right now, so for what I've seen, they have a Mei, they have a soldier. Again, you're not looking at the character screen, so I don't know. Didn't see the Hog, so that Hog obviously changed. They have a Lucio who got dropped to beat Diva and Rhine. And a Mercy, sorry. So, what is your trans saves for? You have a diva to eat fucking the soldier ult, and maybe even the Mei ult if she's good enough. So really, you could trans the Mei ult, but even then, if you guys position well, you don't need to do that. So you can use your trans pretty aggressively, because they don't really have anything to make it necessary you transit. Good positioning and movement from your team could negate. So yeah, I would have used trans to try to stabilize my team there.
Let's try to get picks.
Yeah, and that's a waste of tire from junk. It's not nice. It's not nice. Your team is still coming back. You're not gonna win. That's just wasted. They
Oh my god,
with the payload in this position, like, it might be nice if the payload was way back here. But because the payload is here, they have the spawn advantage. You take forever to get back. And yeah, Junkrat got 2 picks. What did he do? But he used an ult for it. And they're going to be back before he's back.
What do I want in?
I'm trying in for Mercy.
So right now, just like in that 2CP, you guys need to regroup, and if you see the enemy team, you're throwing. So you need to have backed up and not have come down this choke. You probably should have. I probably wouldn't have even come down here, because like now, where's you are in fucked land. Like, Reinhardt is low, running away. Your divas was somewhere up here, and you are all alone right here. Just a juicy target for that diva, that Mei, to come in and just screw you over. So
Can't do anything
you need to back off.
This mate's that honestly, like,
Going behind. Hey, Reinhardt's right here.
Yeah, we have to.
Hey, he's dead.
We're too separate. We're too separate.
Yep.
Don't get caught.
You're too separate.
Hey, they're both down. They're both down. Everyone's down.
Okay.
Good job, Ryan. But okay, so they can follow up. You can't discord or anything, and there's no way you would have been able to based on that. So, I mean, good job backing off, holding up, and waiting for your team to regroup and push in.
Whoa. My ult's ready.
Fuck yeah.
Mercy dead.
Watch out.
I think, yeah, that was good holding on your ult, because you got 4 or 5 picks. You're going to kill this Mei or make her go into Ice Wall, which means at most your Moira is going to die. But you're only at 1.76 meters. You're going to get them capped. Moira will spawn there. So this is good holding onto your ult. So this is also a good hold onto the ult. Mei just threw her ult away, and you didn't return in kind throwing your ult away. So that's good. So now I'd really be looking to use my ult right now for if they push hard and my team gets low.
Alright, come on, let's push this payload.
Push payload.
Push.
We got it. We got good ult. Good ult.
Now it's a really good ult.
Yeah.
My ult's ready, so.
Oh my god, Reinhardt.
Descend.
Can I get some heals? Can I get some love?
Okay, you did not switch your orb back to him quick enough. So
My ult's ready, so.
Oh my god, Reinhardt.
So right now, I mean, your orb is on the diva, but you see he's critical. You need to, switch your orb to him. You discord something that's near him, so that's good. But also give your harmony.
Descend.
Can I get some heals? Can I get some love?
So you're a little late on that.
Lucio's one hit.
It would have discorded that Rhine. Like, my instinct was discord Rhine when I saw that charge, because 1, he's open, you can discord, his shield is down. 2, if you can burn him fast enough, your diva won't get demeched. But I don't think that's going to be, based on your team, I don't even think that's going to happen even if you had discord, but still discord him. Hopefully you can kill him before your diva gets demeched. And right now, you're staggering them, which is good. Your team staggers this team, because half of them are spawning in the new spawn, half of them are here, and just let's see what's going on. Let's just see after you kill these people. So unfortunately your diva gets demeched, because if she didn't get demeched and you healed her up, she could go up now and take on that soldier Mercy, because right now you have only Genji I think can get up there, and a pocketed soldier, Genji is really not going to be taken out.
Took me out of
So this diva's feeding. That's good. She probably has bomb though, so that's probably one thing. Like, what is this diva doing? She probably thinks she has a second lease on life because that diva's actually been very passive because she didn't drop down to kill you in that early time. So she probably has bomb. Where are you? Where is your retreat? Those stairs seem kind of nice to me now. I mean, based on where you are now. Maybe behind the boxes to the right. But you're near your Moira, so sticking with your Moira and using the stairs or the things behind you, the doorway behind you. So let's see what happens. So yeah, bomb. So yeah, no, it's obvious.
Yep.
Your Reinhardt might block this.
That was a really bad
Yeah,
roll.
okay. So no, you were even safe. Okay, so that's okay.
Let's go.
So yeah, what's going on? Why is your team not pushing?
Someone's up top.
So whatever. So this is an okay spot. You know, you got some cover. You got your mini there. It's okay. But it's not great cover. But you are staggering, so you can be a little more aggressive. Though you haven't gotten any kills yet, and that Rhine will be back pretty soon. So you got to be thinking we're probably gonna have a real team fight soon.
Trying to battle.
Get this May.
Battle Mercy.
They got it.
Down. Oh man, shit.
Got Mercy's dead.
Yeah, I can see why he trans there. It's not awful. He was targeting you. You want to stay alive, especially to do a stagger. I would say it's good on him to get at least trans out with his tag visor because you got two picks. You got the Mercy. Oh, well, no, you got one, I guess, because you got the May, you went the Res, and you got the Mercy. So yeah. So they're right now. So yeah, it's good. It's good trans, I say. Keeping yourself alive, especially, and making sure no one else dies to this, because I don't even know if your diva's back in mech. She probably is, though. But she's not in position to save you.
Alright, nice. Diva got a mech. I can't find Diva.
What the?
Junket, did you kill Diva?
No, I got her out of
I think I would have kept my Discord on the Rhine instead of the Lucio. You know, again, this is nitpicking, because I too sometimes just throw my Discord out there and just kind of like go for the best in a whole out melee. But the Rhine was probably going to be taking most of the damage, so you want to Discord him to burn him down.
Got her auto mech. There she is. She's on the top.
And whatever.
I'm aiming so.
You don't need to be that close in a fight. So the only thing really you did bad there, you had the cover, you had the little mini, you had your healer, but you were just too close, and that's kind of a hard thing to do when you have a Moira as your second healer or your main healer, because Moira wants to be up close. Moira wants to be a little bit up close with her tanks. Mercy can fly back, but Moira Fade is too important to use just to come back and support you, really. So you don't really have a friend to hang out with in the backline, maybe Junk, but you're going to be hanging out farther away, and it's better to stay alive than to see people and get discords on them. And I don't mean that by just saying like, oh, hide and spawn, obviously, but having a worse angle on the team, but staying alive so that they can't see you is better. Because you will, if they push into you, you can just tell your team, hey, back off a little bit, let them push in, and then you'll see them and Discord them, and then your team can attack that Discorded target. But so you probably moved here to try to get a better angle on them, but you were just way too close. The Meg was freezing you. Reinhardt can just swing on you. It's just, for Zen, that's just an awful place to be. It's just, it sucks to be there.
Good job, help. I'm gonna aim for the people up top.
Can I get help?
I'm aiming for people up top.
I almost have my ult again. I do have my ult again.
You guys still have spawn advantage though, so
Oh my god, the Reinhardt guys.
I'd be asking my team right now, is it winnable? Are we winning? And you can see in the kill feed, it's going back and forth. So, and you can kind of see that most people are up. You still have Moira. Looks like she's using ult. So, I would think it's still winnable. I'd be coming back and coming for a win, but I'd be asking them, are we winning? Are we winning this fight? So that I don't waste my life going into there if it's not winnable. So, based on what I know, I think it's winnable. Oh, but she got the res on the Rhine. That's huge. So they have a main healer, a soldier on the high ground. Is he jumping down? And now they have their main tank back. So I don't think you're gonna win this, based on that.
Bad guys, come on. It's one
Yeah, I
man's
have
been
gold.
alive for like 5
I have
minutes.
gold damage.
And who's tilting there? Someone's tilting.
That's so much. Yeah, that Mercy keeps pocket healing her, man. She was.
Yeah. So I think they're talking about that soldier, right? And if something's a problem for you guys, like if something's a problem and people want to take it out, you got to make a plan on how to do it, and it's going to have to involve more than one person than just doing it, because that's probably what's been happening. One person at a time has been going after that soldier, and it's not been working because he has a pocket. So Genji and Diva need to dive him with your Discord on it. So if I was them, I'd say, if I was the Diva, I'd say, Genji, let's go after this soldier. Zen, Discord him. As soon as you get Discord, as Zen gets Discord on him, call it out. Diva and Genji dive him, and then they sit on his body. If Mercy comes in for a res, kill her. And both of them don't need to sit on his body. Genji can just stay up there and use his spot to throw shurikens while Diva comes back and helps you guys.
Just one hit, and then
Focus the Mercy.
Can't really do that when my team isn't here with me.
You can, guys. Come on. Switch
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the best spot now. Taking those doors, you should have rotated over those doors, just because you see that they were spamming the hell out of you and you had no cover. So just you should have recognized that you should probably move to the right. Looks like you're doing it now, so
My ultra.
no, you don't. So I would have rotated over to the right door, because that's where your team went and cleared out.
If you break down Bastion, I meant.
Hey, there's people
Gotcha.
behind
Yeah,
us.
see, like every time you peek these doors, it looks like your team is about to be split, and you're cut off. So the only way you can help them is by rotating, either peeking out too far. So right now, Diva dove your back line. You're safe, but to help them out, you got to come out here and expose yourself to help them, or you got to go all the way back and come back to the right doors. So you need to, you just need to go over there now, so that you don't have to do all this, and you basically have the same kind of cover, but you're in a better position.
Bruh.
Can you focus his
Oh
right
my
hand
god,
shield
there's a
pad?
diva behind us just kicking
Oh, you
our
know what?
ass.
I'm focusing Mercy. I had enough of it. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so obviously your team is getting a little tilted on this, so you guys are probably going to be throwing your lives away pretty irresponsibly. I'd be calling for a group up to calm down and let's make a plan. So again, like I said, Zen is a lot of times a shockler, so, and I'm only, I'm helping you out, so if anyone can do this, anyone. So if you're playing like the Rhine or whatever, you can still do this. Just say, hey guys, let's group up, let's make a plan. What's been kicking our ass? And everyone keeps saying it's the soldier. So like I said, then do that plan I called out, or come up with a plan, even if it's a bad plan. As long as everyone's following it, it could work out.
I'm close to him.
Can't even get close, man.
Go together.
The
I have
maid.
Hold up, guys. Hold up.
Hold up.
The DPS needs a shield up front.
Okay, no, that doesn't matter if she's low. If you die, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, wait up, please.
Hold up, Ryan. Hold up, Ryan.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're getting taunted by low HP people. No, we gotta wait for the whole team.
Oh, there's.
Yeah, you
Wait
right.
for the
You
whole
right.
damn
You
team.
right. We're
Okay,
getting,
go.
we're
I have
getting ahead
all.
of ourselves.
So who's?
Okay.
I don't know who that guy is. So I love that.
Okay,
Oh my
line
God.
her on
I
there.
think it's the same guy saying the
Go,
group up,
go,
hold
go.
up, we're being taunted by low HP people. So you're seeing, your team's seeing other people in there, like, oh, we can just trickle in. So that guy's got good sayings. Just stay back. We need to regroup. He's
Oh, soldier's on top. I need
Good.
someone to get that soldier on top.
I got you.
Diva's on top. Diva on top.
getting that left door. I don't really like that left door, especially when you're not like a dive comp. That left door doesn't provide any cover. The on the right door, you have cover right there. Those boxes that will protect you.
Bam, we're going in.
Jesus Christ. There goes my ult.
Wait up.
Walled off.
I'm frozen.
Alright, so he's dead.
Oh my god.
So you do.
Yeah.
Somebody else has their ult.
No.
Oh crap.
Come
I
on,
just
brah.
missed my ult. Wow.
Yeah,
I
we're
actually
gonna-
need to do that.
It plays like that when, yeah.
So, I think people also, like, they hear this music and think, oh man, we need to go in. But the payload's right there. You can still regroup. The Soldier going in. Diva going in. Oh no, well, she's still in there. And this Moira. Diva should have died. She shouldn't have wasted her ult there. Moira could have faded out. Soldier shouldn't have gone in and regroup because you hear the music, you're like, oh. But you still have time. Someone dying takes, what, 10 to 15 seconds? And the payload's right there. So you could still push this in overtime if you regrouped.
Yeah, I shouldn't have gold.
Yo, Reinhardt, man.
Yeah, so you're going to go out before even your Rhine.
Bastion.
Yeah.
I have
That's
gold
it
damage
now.
as a healer.
But boom, see, you're right on the payload, so you don't really need to push out just yet. Though this Diva would not now make it if she died, so let's...
Look at this, man. DPS can't even get close, man.
We got it. We got a pick.
Look at that.
Yeah, so you heard Soldier ult, and your Diva was demaxed, so there was no way she was going to block it. Ryan was blocking it for a while, but he walked past the shield and killed it. I was thinking, as soon as I heard that and I knew my team's resources were low, I would have transed. It would have been a desperate trans, but it would have worked. I mean, it's overtime. You got to use a trans at the best opportunity you can see. I don't see when trans is going to be a better opportunity. You got it just in time for it. I was like, yes. I would have been like, yes, I got it. Use it. But now two people are dead. If you trans, they wouldn't be.
Wow.
Look at that.
And you still don't trans. He's low. There's no way you're going to heal him up with orb. Let's see. Okay, so do you just hold trans because you can? I mean, it's overtime. The winning Moira is healing him at least. Soldier kills himself, apparently.
Oh, come on, guys. I'm barely getting.
That was a good shot. That was good. Fortunately, she got the res, but it was good. Good focusing her down. Again, your Ryan's super low. He's getting knocked off the point. You know, he needs help.
I'm blocking
Yeah.
all this damage.
And then you just die with
Get on the point,
trans.
get on the point, get on the point.
You
And
just die with trans. Its trans was up so often. So yeah, I was saying good job holding on to your trans, but there you just fucking held on to it way too long. Like, what were you thinking you were going to use that trans for? May wasn't going to ult.
Okay, so obviously, if you're DPS, we need to
You had two opportunities, different opportunities to use that trans in a worthwhile way. They would have been amazing, but they would have done something. Done something, you know. In overtime, you need to claw your way back. You're clawing your way back. So sometimes you have to overuse an ult because when overtime runs out, it's over.
Roadhog's kind of risky because you got to be real close, but if you think Roadhog's the best, go for him, man.
I don't even know who to go. Should I just go with Diva again?
Or
should I go in that shielder?
Should you go Diva? What do people
So
feel about his
if
Diva?
you're having this discussion, so should he go Hog or Diva? Really, he should go Zarya, really. But if you're going to go something, Diva is just super OP right now. Defense Matrix is so great, and Diva can burst people down with her missiles. So I'd probably go with a Diva, because she has mobility. No one else on this team can get the high ground, so Diva can go on the high ground.
I just go with Diva again? Or should I go in that shielder?
So if you wanted to interject and just say,
should you go Diva? What do people
go
feel
Diva,
about
yeah.
his
So
Diva?
they're asking. So if that ever happens, and someone's trying to, Diva honestly is never a bad choice.
She's
If you were
been
trying to synergize with your team, I'd go with Zarya,
do not go in deep.
but Diva is not a bad choice at all. So let's see how you defend. This is where I think most comp teams defend.
From the glass mirror thing.
Okay, no, not the low ground.
Yeah.
No,
Stick here.
my
Junkrat's gonna do his.
this is way too close. They could have a Widowmaker just fucking spam you from spawn. Pro teams hold up where this diva is. Where I play, people hold up where those blue boxes are, or where that orb is on the high ground, and then they rotate down to the low ground. Here, it's just way too close. They can just spam you from spawn. If you get a kill, they pop up here and come back and shoot you. You die here, you spawn way over here and have to make your way. So this is just not a good hold up. So where do you put yourself? So again, like I said, positioning is all about also where your team is. So if your team is doing this, I would still be on the high ground up there because one, it is the best position even in a theoretical sense, but even when they're down here, you can still put orbs, you can still put discords. You don't need to be this close. Why do you need to be this close to the team? If it's because of aim, then you need to work on your aim. But your discord is so important that even if with bad aim, you need to be up there.
Hey, actually.
Okay, no. Okay. Good. Okay, you're
Let's try to get
good.
blue,
No, okay, good. You're up here. Okay, never mind.
DPS.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm on the jump.
Right up here is where I hang out too, as Zen.
Alright, let's do this.
He's in trap. He's in the trap.
Oh, you guys already burned his shield.
What the
And
fuck?
that's why you don't hold up there. Because now they're gonna steamroll you for a while. Ryan is dead. They didn't, for very little risk to them, they got him. So obviously it was a hook, but still, even if you fought here a little bit and Ryan dies, now you're like, oh shit. Now what? I don't know where Diva's chasing something. Soldier's going way over here. I'd already, when this happens, if I was in this game and I was this end, I'd already be rotating back. I'd be saying, guys, let's fall back, rotate back, let them get some movement on the cart, and then when your Ryan comes back, the cart will be somewhere down low here, and you can re-engage on that corner. Alright, sorry about that. I was having a little video troubles. Let's see if I resolved them.
I'm going to...
What the fuck? That's some bullshit. I was holding.
So like I said,
Someone might be
I'd
coming
be
behind you.
already calling for my team to rotate back,
Don't worry, bro. That was not
because
supposed to happen.
Roadhog's up top.
they're gonna steamroll you.
Never mind.
I mean, there's just
Yeah. Fuck, bro.
there's two calls to be made here. There's either die on cart or fall back. Because if you're going to die on the cart. Don't let the cart move. Don't let them kill you and get movement. So, since you were on the high ground, you had a good route of retreat. They weren't going to chase you, so as the Zen, I would have moved back. As the Diva could go away. Most of your team, I think, could have gone away. So I would have said fall back. But if you can't fall back, die on cart. And that's only on defense. There's no die on cart for offense, because if the defense is there, it's not going to move. So on offense, you're trying to move it. On defense, die on cart, fall back. Offense, just fall back or die.
I'm aiming for a soldier.
So, I mean, if you're going to do something, spamming the shield probably wasn't the best thing. Was there a target for you to right click? I mean, again, this is just nitpicking. I would have, the thing I'd be doing is falling back. Like, staying up here is just going to get yourself staggered.
Fuck, bro.
So, he's discorded and out of the shield. So, to spamming the shield, get him in the head. Obviously, that still probably won't kill him, but something. They'll get you some ult charge at least.
Soldier? The soldier thinks he's okay.
Where are you going? So, let's just continue. Let's get more than 10 seconds.
Where is he?
And somehow you survived that.
Nice. No problem. I was aiming for him.
Don't think that was good positioning, because you got bailed out by the Diva and that soldier couldn't figure out. I mean, you saw if that soldier just had a little bit better aim, you're dead. This is horrible positioning. This is awful. Like, because right now you're a healer, and you're up here. Your Rhine's back probably, and your Mercy is coming back. But right now your team probably has no heals because you can't see them, and Mercy is not back yet. So you needed to have rotated back to basically those doors that you were poking out of before and on attack. You need to go back there and just be supporting your team.
Do you still have that maid? What the hell, man? Do you actually still have that maid?
So it's just weird positioning. You're not. One, your team's not positioned well, but two, you're not positioned well for your team. You should be back where that corner is, and you can heal them. If you can't discord something, just tell your team to fall back, because your Rhine could be in front of the payload and still it won't move, if that's what you're trying to do. But even then, I'd say just give them some of that movement and get a better position.
Stand back, stand back. Stand back.
So, one of the things, besides dying, but like, one of the things I do like from you here, even though I don't know what you're looking at there, but you're charging your right clicks in cover, so that's good. So you can do this other places, but if you're doing it well in the sense, charge your right click. Okay, a little, charge it more in cover, because there's no reason for you to be out here just standing out in the open, not doing anything. Because all the potential that for those that about second and a half was you getting killed. So charge up your right clicks and then fire, poke out and fire. So you're doing it a little early. You're kind of doing it, but charge it up and then poke and fire.
And back.
And then you just die. So again, that was inevitable. It should have happened way earlier.
Alright, we gotta go back. Fuck.
Alright, guys. We have to keep a lock on this point. Alright, this is ridiculous. How we're not winning.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
And this is like a really bad team comp. They're like a really bad team comp right now.
So, finally, you fucking did it. Oh, and I missed it. You did it. So let's take a look, because it's like the only time I can do this.
And this is like a really bad team comp. They're like a
Okay, here we go. So finally, you pressed it. So yeah, you guys are talking about team comp. What do they have? They have a Moira. They have a Lucio. They have Hog, Reinhardt. So nothing they do combos with each other. I mean, there's nothing really you do that combos, but at least you have damage boost for fucking the soldier. At least you have that, and you can be cheeky and try to shoot a bomb over the Rhine shield. If you have bomb and hammer, shoot a bomb over the Rhine shield. When the Rhine turns around, hammer them. So I mean, these are things that you can be, as Zen, just communicating with your teams, trying to see, asking them what we can do. You're obviously, as Zen, you can't make them do it, but just giving out the suggestion to them could be good. You're 70% to ult, so you should probably try to farm that. And I haven't been ult tracking. I assume you haven't. So you should be asking yourself, who here has ult? So you guys have ult. I guess Ryan used it. Your Ryan uses hammer, because 43 seems low. But I don't think anyone else on your team has ulted yet. And so I don't think anyone on their team has ulted yet either.
That team comp right now.
Okay, let's get this. Okay, we keep getting our guys hooked.
You know, we keep getting picked.
And obviously I have the benefit of pausing it. You can't pause it, so this is so chaotic. They used Mail, they used Hog ult. Your team's going to be scattering all over the place. They have this point. And the best you can do, I think, is die on cart. And then regroup and contest before they get this tick.
I have no shield.
Yeah, so it's going to be even harder to get the cart because Mail. But you guys need to die before they get this point. You guys need to die. You guys need to regroup.
Wow, man. That main, man.
Yeah, man.
That
Shit,
even know.
Guys, we keep getting hooked. We're not gonna be able to 5v1 them. Don't go in the back lines. It just die automatically. Like I'm seeing our DPS trying to 5v1.
Okay, so again, I had to fix some video stuff, but hopefully we can get through this last bit before my computer completely dies.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I ain't giving
So
up.
I don't know. Again, I want to know why your Ryan came all the way back there.
I'm just gonna stick on point. I'm gonna try to do the best I can.
And okay, so he's there. Where'd he go? I don't know why he went that way, but whatever.
I ain't giving up.
Your orb was never on him. He gets hooked, and you don't even put an orb on him. So, like, your orbs, they're infinite. There's no cooldown on management, whatever. You can place them however you want. So, put down, someone gets hooked, orb them. Someone's just standing with you. You have no other person to put an orb on, put an orb on them. There's no reason not to put an orb on someone. And then, again, like I said, I would have tranced here too, but I would have done it earlier to save Diva Mech. So I don't think you would have been able to get that discord on someone, but because you took this corner, I would have discorded something because it was already too late for the Diva Mech, but... Because
we got it.
Because it's last fight too. That's why you would
Come on, be aggressive, be aggressive.
Trans that. I don't know if you necessarily trans that if let's say you had captured everything.
Nice.
But your team basically won that because you all ulted, so you're at a disadvantage now. Well, their Ryan did shatter too, right? So they used a bunch of ults to get that point.
They're gonna go top.
You won because you had the ults.
Make sure you put in the orbs. We haven't seen y'all yet. Make sure you put in orbs.
Okay, they're all grouping up. They're all grouping up, guys. They're all grouping up.
Yeah, you gotta come back, Diva. You gotta come back, Diva.
Yeah, they're actually all grouping up. They're all gonna use their ults. I can see it.
Well,
they were all gonna use their ults for a moment.
So you guys are talking ults, which is good. It's good. And he's saying they're all gonna use their ults. What ults? What ults are they using? Ryan doesn't have ult, so you know that because you saw that. Hog and Mei, unless they did tons of damage, they don't have ult because they used it to get this point, and there was a fight, and your tanks did get low. So I would be asking my tanks, what damage did you take? I'd be asking people, what else do you think they have? They used drop the beat, and I'm almost 100% sure they do not have that. They do not have sound barrier, and I don't know who's their other. They have Moira. I didn't see a Moira ult, right? They have Moira. Again, I don't know. Yeah, they have Moira. I can see the beam. So, so right now, what else do they have? I don't think they're gonna really be using those. At best, they have Blizzard and Hog again, so they could zone you off the point for sure. Like, so Diva's very important here.
Nice. Oh crap! I need to put that right part. Nice.
But yeah.
Alright. Hold up.
Oh my god. Good shit, guys. Good shit.
Nice.
Revive. Good revive.
Sorry, I lost my cursor.
Soldier's very low.
I want to see. Oh, they have a soldier now.
Nice.
Revive. Good.
Alright. Hold up.
Oh my god. Good shit, guys. Good shit.
Nice.
Revive. Good revive.
I'm trying to watch your aim.
There you go.
Nice.
So way to make this slower.
Oh man, that is very.
Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to talk about beforehand. Let me just so this ult right here. Besides everything you've already said. Okay, so you're doing this. You could have. No, you're right to charge. So now at this load, with this time left on your ult, I'm thinking, where am I running away to? Because you have a movement buff in this. You don't need to be contesting point. Your Ryan and Diva will be doing that. You need to stay alive to put discords on things so they can still. You need to be not here. You need to be either. I mean, it is a tough spot. I'd be hiding probably around this corner. So I probably would have tranced, stuck around for a little bit, and then used the last couple seconds of my trance to move here. because that's probably the best spot. 'Cause that's an awful spot to be. I think the ideal position would be up here, but obviously you can't do that and trans. So be here. If the fight's won, I'd then be moving up here, because you have a mini up here. You can rain down orbs from here. You know how that soldier, remember that soldier? How much of a nuisance he was when you attacked because he was up here? You could do that. You could do that as Zen up, be up here. Because how are they going to get you? If you're up there, how are they going to get? They got a hog and a Reinhardt. They have to get a sick hook to get you from down up from up there. Or Lucio does some nasty wall riding and boops you off. So right now, I'd move here. But then when this fight is won, I'd move up here. So see, now your trans is done. You basically won the fight, so it's not a big deal. But that hook could have been you. It's your mercy, but it could have been you.
I think we got it.
And that hammer could have been you. Luckily, you did rotate a little bit.
Oh my god.
Come on, be aggressive, be aggressive.
Can I get the heals? Can I get some heals?
Yeah.
Nice.
A little late on the Discord. Should have been the first thing you did, but it's fine.
Nice.
Ooh, man, that is very close.
So now,
This is a good choke point.
now y'all are just staying on the payload. I understand the feeling, because sometimes you don't want the enemy team to do this, so you're all on it. Like, this payload can't move. But only one person needs to contest. Only one person needs to make sure that payload is moved, and that's going to be tanks. Tanks are going to be making sure that that payload doesn't move. You need to be in a spot so that you can support your tanks. Because if you die, you can't support your tanks. The tanks need your Discord to hit the other Reinhardt. Your tanks need the healing. So you here is not a great spot. You need to move to where I probably said to, or at least just farther back.
So, Zenyatta, make sure you put in the orb. Is we have a Zenyatta? Yeah. Make sure you put in orbs.
Okay, they're all grouping up,
Like,
guys.
yeah, I mean, you're front line. What happens if they... she says they're grouping up. What if they Lucio speed boost out this door? And Reinhardt suddenly is in your face with a Hog, a Moira, Lucio, a soldier. Like, you're dead. You're dead. You are dead here. Luckily, they go out this door, and your Rhine goes to meet them, and they don't Lucio speed boost out.
They're all grouping up.
Yeah, you gotta come back, Diva. You gotta come back, Diva.
Yeah, they're actually all grouping up. They're all gonna use their ults. I can see it. They were all gonna use their ults for a moment.
I'm going in.
Okay.
Nice. Oh crap, I need to put that right in her. Nice. Alright, hold up.
And again,
Good shit, guys. Good shit.
Nice.
talking about the
Good
ults.
revive.
I already talked about that, so I don't just move on.
Holy crap.
Good discorded him. Good discorded him.
Yeah, he wasted it.
Yeah.
Discord the Mei, it's fine.
Can I get?
Nice.
Again, like,
They used all their ults for that.
you are dodging things left and right, and just one lucky thing could have killed you. You don't need to be contesting. I mean, your entire team's trying to contest, and it's just not necessary. I mean, even your Mercy will be a little closer, but also, like, you standing up there keeps your Mercy an escape. So she's down here with the tanks, contesting the point, and then she gets, starts being harassed. If you're up top, she flies up there, and boom, she's safe. She can heal from up there. Her beam's super long too, so she can stand up there and heal your tanks that are down here. And even if you get somehow pressured, Diva can fly up there and help you. So really, your team needs to utilize the strategies that were just used against you to hold this point and go up there from everyone but basically the Reinhardt. And since the Diva's moving ability, she'll be down there contesting at times, but because she is moving, so she'll be up there, she'll be down here.
I fucking died. That was my bad, guys.
And
Don't revive me.
that Lucio forces out Valk from your Mercy.
Fuck. Use your...
Okay. I'm gonna go up top.
I'm not gonna... You probably trans because you heard the mail. Again, just going off sound cues, but no one was caught in that. It still might have been a good ult because you did lose your Rhine, and everyone was getting kind of low.
Top real quick, just to see.
Good shit, guys. Good shit, guys.
Alright, Soldier's just staying back. He's not really. He's scared or something.
It's probably the right thing to do, but I don't think you did it for the right reasons.
He's not really. Holy crap.
Okay, we can hold this point. This is a really good point to hold.
Okay.
So again, you're not thinking what ults do this team have? Because they only need to push the payload a little bit. They just need to push you off. So Ryan probably has Shatter. Moira used her ult. Mei used her ult. Soldier used his too. So they have Lucio drop the beat. I didn't see that. So I could be blind. I'm sometimes blind. That's why you gotta ask your team. You just gotta be talking it as a team. Guys, what else do you see? What else? So right now, if I'm the Zen, and based off what I remember watching this vid, I'm thinking Ryan Hammer, Lucio dropped the beat, maybe Hog. I don't know if I saw that. That's something I'd definitely be questioning myself on.
They keep going low ground, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, how are they gonna really get high ground?
Ryan's coming this way.
Again, see, they keep going low ground because that's great, but they can't really get high ground unless they take a long walk, and so that's why you should be on the high ground because they keep going low ground. You don't need to be on low ground. So, I mean, I've hammered this to oblivion. This spot. This right here. Awful positioning.
Alright, they have a Zenyatta now for some reason.
Hey, eat those little orbs that come out. So, good shit.
Again, I mean, were the orbs going to kill anyone? D.Va defense matrix. Like, what if that orb's on? D.Va uses half her defense matrix chasing it, and then the soldier comes in with attack visor. He doesn't have it, but so I wouldn't, again, you know, I mean, someone's telling D.Va what to do, so I would say, so I think it's okay if you just counter and be like, I don't think it's necessary unless someone's gonna die, because that your healers can get ult charge off of it too, so it's just a draw really.
Hey,
and that's why you don't position yourself there. You got, even if that Hog sucks and couldn't one-shot you, there's so many people there, you're out of position. That's why that position sucks.
Alright, you know what? I might pop up my ult.
I do like this D.Va going back and forth from high grounds because this is basically what she's doing. I don't know what. I'm just kind of talking because you're dead. Because see, the Mercy gave escape, so you just point out that if you were up here, it gives your Mercy an escape. You would have been hooked. I keep saying I'm going to stop talking about it, but that's the biggest mistake in this, your positioning.
Hey. Good shit, guys. Good shit, guys.
Alright, that, I just called myself officially dumb for that crap. It's my fault we lost right now.
Don't worry. Good shit, guys.
I'm gonna check if they're gonna regroup again. Yeah, they're regrouping again.
I mean, yeah, you know they're regrouping because they're not trickling in. So, I mean, it's good this guy's trying to get intel. And trying to, more saying, if, you know, you don't say, oh, are they regrouping? I couldn't tell. Don't be like that. But say, what door are they going towards? What door are they trying to hit? You know, what door are they trying to get through? Because I think that's the only information I think you don't really, can't access yourself. Obviously, you aren't hitting tab, or I call it tab because it's the people I watch to get my information call tab. But you're not getting the character screen up, so you don't know what their comp is. They could be switching. They could be switching up their entire comp, and you don't know us. So you could ask, just. I guess I wouldn't ask it because you can see on the screen, but asking questions kind of like that, things that you don't know. Where's the door? You know they're regrouping, so ask like, what door are they coming through? Basically.
That's fine. Anybody got their ultimate ready?
No, I have 70%.
There we go. See, yeah, so he's calling out up top. That's good.
He's up top, Reinhardt up top.
Oh my god. Okay, I might have fucked that one up. Heal me.
Good luck, Ryan. Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
I'm stuck. Yeah, I'm coming in. Watch out, guys. Watch out.
Holy crap,
Don't get hooked. If you got ults, use them now. If you got ults, use them now.
You didn't react to that at all. Did you not realize that Ryan was behind you after that hammer down? No, I don't blame you because I didn't see him come back that way. And when he said Ryan's up top, I didn't think he was actually going to go on that mad flank. So I'm assuming they're attacking. I'm just assuming.
Oh fuck!
I'm stuck. Yeah,
But
I'm coming in. Watch out, guys. Watch out.
Holy crap,
Don't get hooked. If you got ults, use.
So right there. One, I'd be pissed as that Ryan that you didn't get hammered. But you saw the direction that spread out. That Ryan's behind you. He's you right there. I'd be like, my brain's like, what the fuck?
Now.
But you don't even react. So you gotta notice these kind of things, like which direction things are going, to figure out where the enemy is, what's happening. I guess so. You get turned around, discorded, and been calling it out. I assume your Mercy got hammered, and just like every plat and lower Ryan does, he charges immediately. So, lucky for you, instead of just hammering your Mercy to death and then charging you, he just charges the Mercy. And if you turned around and just right-clicked that Ryan, I think you would have gotten trans. So then you would have gotten trans. You might not have been able to say the Mercy since he was going to charge immediately. But maybe you save your diva, not get frozen yourself.
I don't know.
And you get a lucky headshot. No, it's not luck, it's skill. Yeah, it's skill, right?
Laying down. Okay, I'm coming in.
Nice. Come on.
Good shit. Oh my god, Soldier just saved the fucking game.
For real.
Guys, I have Valkyrie. Hang in there.
I got ult in 9 seconds. I'm not gonna do that.
That headshot, I think, saved you the game. To be honest. Yes, that Soldier also popped off. But it required both of you and the Ryan. Because if that Ryan was alive and could shield off your Soldier, you were probably dead because you were frozen.
Have ult, that's perfect.
I have 93% on ult.
And then Ryan almost has his ult. That's perfect. Come on, guys. Hold it down. Hold it down.
So you guys are talking about your ults, but you aren't talking how you're going to combo it. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. I haven't really been looking if your voice is going coming up here. But you can always... something to help climb, because you should be synergizing ults and talking about the enemy ults. So you don't know what ults they have. They switched to a Winston. I assume that's their Ryan, but in this slow, I don't know. You can't make that assumption. You could have, again, checked the character screen, and you would have known they had a Winston before they came in. So Moira's here, Winston's here, your team's here. I would have... You're so low now already. Would try to get the Discord on the Winston and be screaming out his name, because your diva can melt him instantly, and then you're probably going to have to trans to save your life.
Can I get help?
I got you. Mace dead. I'm eating up all of Roadhog's thingamajiggies. Winston is almost dead.
Oh, nice.
Got Bridget.
And everything's just ult Fiesta, and you guys came out on top.
Alright. I'm gonna stay outside.
It's over.
So, obviously, I have the benefit of sitting here and thinking what is the best option to do when in the heat of the moment. So, thing you definitely can work on that doesn't require heat of the moment is your positioning. You don't need to be here. You just don't need to be here. For that, it's for when you're gonna pop, when things dive you, discord them and call them out, and then you can use trans to save your life, especially when it's close to the end and stuff like that. And if you lose the fight, you lose. But your mechanics are fine. You can probably get a little more use out of your orbs, but that's not really your concern. I would say your positioning is just atrocious, and if when you climb, that's probably what's punishing you the most. You probably get on a lucky win streak, and then someone just notices you're way out of position and punishes you, and that's what makes you fall back. So if you can position yourself well, you will instantly climb. And then, like I said, not alting when you just hear something, but again, you gotta know. It's gotta become instinctual. It's not just, you can't take a second to think about it. You just gotta know that Reaper alt is good. I need to transit. That Reaper alt's bad. I don't need to transit. It becomes instinctual, but I don't even think that necessarily you need to fix first. You need to fix first your positioning, and then your alt management, and then your discords. Alright, so I think that's it. And it's going to be a pain to edit, so good luck.